What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Wait What Are We Talking About podcast, episode 81. My name is Bret, a.k.a. Enigma 9011, and today we got some fun topics for you guys. I'm very excited to chat with you guys today about what is going on with these topics. But remember, if you want to catch the podcast live, you can always go over to twitch.tv/Enigma9011 every other Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern, where you can join the chat, join on the conversation. We'd love to have you. It always makes it more interesting when we got more people throwing in their opinions and thoughts on different topics, especially a certain topic we're talking later. But if you want to join live, you can always go over there. But if you can't, you can always catch it the following week over on YouTube and SoundCloud the following Friday, or it's broken up topic by topic throughout the week. But on Friday, post is one big video and MP3 for your amusement. And then remember, guys, merch store, you get all of your swag over there: t-shirts, cups, backpacks, and more. Rep the brand, support us. It would be greatly appreciated. So yes, another solo episode. Don't worry, I'm going to be inviting some people for the next couple. But yeah, I wanted to go solo on this one for a couple different reasons. We got some interesting topics, as I alluded to. But we're going to kick it off first with some wrestling talk that I'm looking forward to. We got the Royal Rumble, as of recording, happening tomorrow. So YouTube and SoundCloud. So sorry, you get to go back to this and be like, oh, he was so wrong about a lot of these things. But I kind of want to just talk about the Rumble, my thoughts on some of the matches, and obviously the big Rumble itself, who I think will show up, what kind of surprises we could expect, etc., etc. So yeah, just wanted to run through the card real quick, give my quick predictions. I haven't watched the program in a while. I think the last one I watched was like NXT a few weeks ago, but they're not involved in this one, except for the Rumble maybe. But I have been keeping up with Twitter and whatnot, social media, so I kind of have a grasp of what's going on here, story-wise. But yeah, I just kind of want to throw my quick 2 cents into those places, and then we'll get to the main events of the Rumbles itself. But let's see. So on Rumble night, we will have, if I counted this right, we'll have a total of 8 matches in the card. The Men's Rumble, the Women's Rumble, the Universal Championship, Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens. We got the WWE Championship, Drew McIntyre versus Goldberg. We got the Women's Tag Team Championship of Asuka and Flair against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. We got the Women's Championship of Sasha Banks versus Carmella. Intercontinental Championship, Big E versus Sami Zayn. United States Championship, Bobby Lashley versus Matt Riddle. And I believe that is everything. So, I don't know if there's a kickoff match. Not that that ever really matters, but whatever. Let's hope Bill doesn't kill Drew. Oh, yeah. Every sign leads to a pretty dang booty. Uh-oh. So, yeah.
Then why are we watching it?
Because the mystery. It's, like I said, B, as I explained earlier in the day, as we were talking about what we're going to do for this year's Rumble, the random betting, fun, cheering on, I guess you could say. It's that mystery element of the Rumble that always makes it the most interesting. Of like, okay, who's getting the push this year? Who's showing up as a surprise? Who's signing on? Who's just doing a one-off appearance? Like, I think that's the biggest galore of the Rumble. Like, year after year, like, the matches themselves, it's like, but when it gets to the Rumble, like, okay, no bathroom breaks, we're here. Well, you know what I mean. Like, some matches you're like, I don't care, and I'm getting up, like, I'm going to pee. I don't care about The Miz and Dolph Ziggler fighting over the IC title from years ago or whatever. Yeah, it starts at 7 Eastern. We got a 6 p.m. or 6 Eastern kickoff show leading up to it. But yeah, 7 Eastern is when it's going to start. So yes, going through the matches, I guess I'll start with U.S. Championship, Lashley versus Riddle. This one seems like a kind of quick put-together match. I don't know. It'd be cool to see Riddle win, but I don't see it happening, to be honest. Look at her in the know, yeah. Big E versus Zayn. Say Big E. He just got it. I don't know. I think that'll be a good one. Him and Zayn. They can definitely put on a good one. Same with Sasha Banks versus Carmella. We did this a month ago. It's like, I don't know. I have nothing against Carmella. She's fine, but yeah, I don't know. El Generico's going to AEW. I don't know. He's been doing a lot. He doesn't seem unhappy, but then again, what do I know? It's not like I talk to the man personally. But yeah, so I'm thinking 3 retentions. I'm thinking Lashley takes the U.S. title. Big E holds on to the Intercontinental, and then Sasha will hold on to the Women's Championship. Now, the thing is here, because as I continue to go up this list, it's like, okay, just based on what I'm honestly thinking, I think everybody retains. But I highly doubt that's going to happen. Like the women's tag, the WWE with Drew and Goldberg, and then Reigns retaining over Owens. Like, oh, that's a last man standing match. Okay, that might be interesting. It's not just a generic match. I don't know. It like saying it out loud, like it's definitely not everybody's gonna retain. Like the chances of that are very slim. So yeah, which one goes? Papa Griff says Bro. We can set up Bro versus Berg for Mania. For the US? Or you think they're both gonna win? You could do that. Yeah. Okay, I'm blanking. I think Hurt Business still has the tag titles. Lashley's held on for the U.S. for a little bit. Yeah, it's interesting. It's like which one of these would I want to swap? I'd be fine with Riddle taking it. I just don't know if that's... It doesn't seem like the strongest storyline from what I've seen. So I'm not sure if they would pull that trigger. There's always the fear that Goldberg's going to win. God, please, no. We don't need that.
Love of God.
This man, I know Big E's a big fan of him. You know how he said in the podcast, you want your 20-minute classics? Nah. I just want people, two men slapping me. You know, it's going to be a 3-minute match of just finishers. And it's like, what? Why? So yeah, it's God. Anyways, I don't think Reigns is dropping, even though they postponed the WrestleMania Hollywood, which potentially would have been a Roman and Rock against each other. So if because of those change of plans, maybe Owens could win. However, later on, it might make more sense if Reigns retains based on the Rumble winner. Supermander has Goldberg winning via hitting Drew with his walker. Oh, no. That's a good one. Bro trash towards Berg. Yeah, he always throws shade at Goldberg. Yeah, I don't know. They could do that. But then again, like I said, Goldberg's matches have been miraculously short in the past years that he has returned. I'm trying to think of like what's Riddle's finisher. He's got like that corkscrew dive off the top. And then probably a submission of some kind. I'm just trying to think of like what big finisher he could hit him with, saying it's not going to be a lengthy match, you know. You almost can't drag Bill back in to lose. Yeah, that's like, oh, we're going to shell out all this money. The only reason I can think of that is, yes, I agree. If he loses because of Riddle and setting that up, or they're trying to, I don't think they need to, unless they're trying to push McIntyre more, give him the rub or whatever they call it. Like, I don't know. It's weird. Because, yeah, like, at the moment, who do we have? Reigns, I can see more potential of WrestleMania opponents, like I alluded to. McIntyre, I'm trying to think of, like, who stands out. Like, does he lose here and then they rematch at Mania and McIntyre gets another Mania moment, like being Goldberg? It's weird. It's weird. So, yeah, I guess either way it could potentially set something up. I'm wondering the over-under on Goldberg getting a concussion before he gets to the ring. Yeah. Oh, boy. Seth versus Roman. That's a potential. I'm thinking some other candidates personally. The way the storytelling is going, they're alluding, at least what I'm going to talk about with the Rumble, they're alluding to another person potentially winning it all. So yeah, I don't know. The title matches don't seem that interesting to me. Like I literally just said to Kate, like it's the mystique and the mystery of the Rumble that really makes it more of an interesting event. The rest is just like, this is any other pay-per-view, which isn't a bad thing. It's just the other matches overshadow it interest-wise so much, I think. That's like, eh. So yeah, I guess bold prediction-wise, I'll say everybody retains, but there's no possible way that's going to happen. So yeah, I guess McIntyre losing is probably the highest probability, or that one changing. And then Riddle will be a second. The women's tag is like, maybe, but I would think maybe they would do that because like Lacey interferes or Rick interferes. And then like, what does Charlotte just get in a few? Well, okay, yeah, that could happen because then Lacey and Charlotte can focus on their story together. But then also Asuka's freed up to, I don't know if she's going against Bliss. Bliss seems like their story is like super powered. Like, obviously focus on the main title there for the ladies, because whoever obviously wins the women's Rumble will have that option to go against Asuka or go against Sasha or Carmella, whoever comes out on top of that one. So yeah, I guess that's a high probability too. But like I said, it's based on the I think that's, if they lose, it's an interference loss, or like, that plays into it somehow. Yeah, it's a good call. It's a good call. Okay, so yeah. The other ones I don't see a lot of threat to. It doesn't. I think Owens is just filler. No offense to him. Like, obviously he's very talented. The only reason I see that one changing is if the Rock planned storyline, because they pushed the Mania back, they would do that. But once again, I see more potential in Reigns being the bad guy going into Mania and fighting somebody than Owens winning. I don't see Intercontinental dropping. And then the women's title. Could Uso swerve on Roman? Maybe. I could see it more that maybe I can't remember. I think it's Jay is currently there, right? Maybe if Jimmy came back and somehow interfered. But then again, they've already kind of thrown Jimmy into storylines, like the first match that him and Jay had in that, I think it was a Hell in a Cell. Maybe no, it wasn't Hell in a Cell. It was a different one, where he kind of came out and said, stop kicking the shit out of my brother. You're, head of the table, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know. It seems like the family's all in line. That sounds weird to say. But yeah, throw a swerve in there and then Roman wins the Rumble. Oh God, yeah, that would put everybody. Everybody would love that. Seems like KO needs to have his moment at some time. Oh, for sure, he definitely does. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't feel this is a strong enough story. I don't know. Maybe it's because Owens is the face. Not that he can't play face, but like, I feel he does. He's a better heel. I feel if, like, okay, well, that was a heel turn moment. But even when that 90 debuted in NXT Takeover (2016), when Zayn won the title, Owens came out and celebrated, and then immediately powerbombed him on the apron. Like, that was huge. And then he won, obviously, the NXT title. That was huge. Like, yeah, it's, I don't know. Because, like, even when Owens won the Universal title, I think Triple H helped him. He was, like, the special guest ref, and he pedigreed Rollins, setting up for their Mania thing. Something happened there. Yeah, I get what you're saying. He needs a moment. I don't know if story-wise that lines up. Because then, okay, let's say Owens does win. Like, the Rumble sets up everything for Mania, almost. Like, does that mean a heel's going to win the Rumble? I'm just trying to think of, like, who would be that opponent. Where does he go with the loss? For sure. He's kind of like the call, like, hey, this person can do good work. We need somebody to fill this role, fill this spot kind of thing. I don't know. It's the 7th year in a row saying CM Punk returns. 7's a lucky number. You get him back for backstage. I don't know. I think the win somehow comes from NXT or Keith Lee. I'd love to say it's Keith. They were pushing him to the moon, obviously while he was in NXT with the Brock moment and the double title. But with his main roster run, we had the fire immediately with him beating Orton. But then it's kind of been like hit or miss, it seems. And, not that it's a death sentence, but him going back to the Performance Center because Vince isn't happy with his work with I think it was the bigger wrestlers. Like, I don't know. I don't know if the faith is behind him at the moment. I'd love it, but yeah, I don't know. And then somebody from NXT winning it. I'm trying to think of. Okay, that could be interesting. Okay, let's say Kevin does win. Does Adam Cole come in and win the Rumble? That could be yeah. Okay, we're on the same page. Bye. That could be okay. I'd be very down for that match. Owens versus Cole. Okay. All right. Let's see who other potentials we got. Finn's current champ, so not that couldn't happen because Andrade was champ when he did his debut Rumble. Obviously didn't win, but had a good showing. But we've already seen Finn or Balor and Owens go against each other. We haven't had an Owens and Cole, at least in the WWE branch. Velveteen's kind of dead, which makes sense because of his actions. I don't know. Do you Damian Priest? I don't know. I don't know if he's as recognizable to the broader audience. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Priest is hot now. Yeah, they've been pushing Priest to the moon. I guess they were supposed to bring him up for the Roman story, but as I think helping Roman. So maybe. Dunn's playing heel right now, and McAfee hasn't been around in a while, but now he's working with Balor right now in Undisputed Era. It's been done. Crap, who are the tag champs? Dunn, Oney Lorcan, and Danny Burch, and they've been feuding with O'Reilly, Strong, and Finn and Cole. So I mean, I like Pete Dunne. Kate hates Pete Dunne. But no, I don't know if that would fit at the moment. Walter would be awesome, but honestly, I think Walter has some special deal where he's staying over in Europe. If I recall, if the rumored other stuff is supposed to be believed. Because I think he's still able to do independent shows as well. Singlets roll. That's not a singlet, though. He's got the two-strap. Is it still a singlet if you have the two-strap? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Pete's great, but I don't know if that fits right now. Well, okay, if Owens does win, that would be face heel. But yeah, he's currently not locked in, but in a story. So I don't know. Because that's the curious thing, too. If we swing over to NXT thinking about that storyline, like I said, Pete's currently working Balor, but they're building Cross back up. At some point, you got to assume Cross is going back for that title, being back from injury and never, having to hand it over. What is their WrestleMania takeover setup? Is it going to be Cross and Balor, or is it going to be Dunn and Balor if they're going to continue this? I think Cross Balor makes a little bit more sense, so that would free up Dunn. Question marks. Redemption of Alistair. Yeah, I guess we'll get into it because we kind of already talked about the other matches, but the Rumbles. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff up in the air. As Papa Griff alluded to, there's only been a handful of people who have officially entered or declared they're in the Rumble. So we'll start with the ladies, just because I feel I have a little less to say about the women's one. So right now, confirmed participants. We have Nia Jax, Charlotte Flair, Bayley, Bianca Belair, Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, Peyton Royce, Shayna Baszler, Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, and Tamina. Natalia should also be in there. So that will leave 17 to be determined spots. Their number 30 is going to be determined by Backstage tonight. As of recording, it's going to be Natalia versus Tamina. Whoever wins gets the number 30 spot. Why those two? I don't know. I assume Natty's going to win it, but it's just like, what the fuck? I don't know. So yeah, we got a lot of spots open for the ladies. A Parade of Legends. Yeah, I'm sure they'll definitely have their callbacks of, women from the past, which, I'm fine with. I was talking with Supermander off stream. I think a cool one to see for one of these mystery spots would be Melina. I think that would be kind of cool because of, obviously she did the Legends Night a couple weeks ago. So at least there's the rapport there. She doesn't have to do anything, an extensive run or whatever. But, I think that'd be cool. She hasn't been in any of them yet. Seen that into do. I just think it'd be nice. And it makes sense. Like I said, once again, she was there a few weeks ago for the Legends Night. So at least they're talking, I guess, or, have that friendly relationship. As for other mysteries, we talked about Taya Valkyrie. Her contract ended in Impact. She's apparently, the storyline was she was going to jail. So that's funny. But yeah, Taya would be great. A great pickup, I think. Tessa's an interesting one. Supermander brought this up as well. Papa Griff with Tessa Blanchard making her showing. And there's a couple people I'm going to shout in. I think, there's one in particular I'm going to shout in the men's rumble that's like, I don't know. Like, they're definitely very talented. Tessa's very talented and has the look and the skill. It's just there's a lot of baggage there. That's like, do we want to deal with this? I don't know. It'd definitely be a big get. It's just like, I don't know. She could win the men's rumble. She was Impact champ before getting canned. That's true. She beat Cage for that title. Was it Cage or was it... No. What? Was it Cage or was it Callahan? I'm sorry. I can't remember. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, good get. Lot of baggage there. It was Callahan. Okay. Thank you for that. Lot of baggage. I don't know if that's something we want to deal with. I do remember seeing her in NXT way before in this push. She was in a Mae Young Classic too. And, she was good then. I didn't see much of the Impact stuff, but obviously she got the push there. So obviously, like I said, the talent is there. It's just, I don't know. Are all the Brents? Jesus, I can talk. Are all the bridges burnt? That's the thing. I don't know. Not that other people haven't come back or are still there that have issues. So, So let's see. We talked Melina. We talked Tessa. We talked Taya. Then the other ladies. I'd love Kyrie to come back, but I think that's done. I think that's a long shot. Trying to think of maybe other. Bianca's confirmed in there. I think she's my favorite to win. She had such a good showing last year. I think she's my pick to win. I want her to win. I don't know if it'll happen, but I want her to win. Okay. There's rumors of Becky. Coming back. While that would be awesome, I don't know how likely that is. She just popped out Rue like 2 months ago, a month ago. Like, I don't know. Becky would be cool, but I think it might be too quick of a turnaround. She's been in the gym based on that one picture with Rue, but I don't know. Miss DIY, Candice LeRae. She's been in the last couple Ladies Rumbles, so I could see her popping up again. She's so great. WWE doesn't seem to mind baggage, though. Look at Superfly, Snuka, Riddle, etc. Yeah, that is a good point. Like, they already have and had talent that have, had issues that they've either gotten over or whatever. Rhea's a strong contender as well. Yeah, she could definitely win it all. She got the send-off in NXT. Maybe this is the time to, obviously she got that push last Mania, but obviously didn't win to mixed results of people. Stupid. But yeah, Rhea could definitely come in and trounce. This could be her year as well. Could be a sweet final 6 or 8 if they played it right. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, current stars that aren't in this list of confirmations. So let's see. We could see Billie Kay in there probably. Sonya Deville's playing like GM right now, so I don't know about that. As soon as I bring it up, of course, I blank on the women's roster. If you're going to have Baszler's confirmed. Okay, so all the tag competitors are confirmed that aren't main title holders. Billie Kay's iconic. Paige? No, she's not with her neck. I would hope not. You mentioned Ronda. I'd be fine with Ronda coming back. I just don't want it to be like Rocket. And then, everybody gets fucking buried. She needs subs. Yeah, true. Just have the Twitch link on her gear. Yeah, I'd be fine with Ronda back, but yeah, just don't shit on the rest of your talent because, oh, she's here, kind of thing. Once again, why do I blank on the women's roster as soon as I bring it up? Just like anything. Hey, I want to talk about this one thing. Oh, wait, it's all out of my brain. So yeah, we talked about Billie Kay. I think she's doing great on her own, like at least in the entertainment role. I don't think the team should have still been split up yet, but dumb. Okay, NXT ladies, I'll think of that because maybe I'm more familiar with that. Io could show up. I mean, she's obviously the current women's champion, but that hasn't stopped him before. So I think Io would be a good one. I think it was last year, maybe 2 years ago. She has been in a Rumble. Martinez has been in there before, but that could be another good one. I don't know. A lot of the NXT ladies I feel have been in there. Toni Storm's been in there. Casey Catanzaro's been in there. Her tag partner has not. I'm blanking on her name. I think it's Jaden something. So that could be one. Oh, okay. Xia Li. She's been in 2. She was in 2020s and 2019s, but she could come as in her new character. I talked about Martinez already. I don't know. Does Scarlett wrestle? Scarlett Bordeaux? I think she does. That could be a new one. That could be an interesting one. Throwing her in there. Shotzi. Ooh, yeah. Shotzi was in last year's. But yeah, that's another good one. Do you get Aaliyah in there? Do you get Indy Rock? No, Indy... What's her name? Blackheart? Indy Blackheart? Whoever's with Candice LeRae. You get them in there. Do you get the new girls in there with Priscilla Kelly and the other one? Oh boy, going under their new names. I don't know. Return to third. Oh, Sarah Logan. That would be cool. I don't know if she's had her kid yet, because I think they announced they were pregnant. If she's had the kid already and obviously is up for it, that would be cool. But I don't know. I don't know if she has. But yeah, that'd be a nice one. Just a little callback. I think an interesting one that we haven't seen in the Rumble that's currently in the WWE branch with Kaylee Ray from NXT UK, their champ. I think that'd be a cool one if they could get her over this way, just for her pop in. Obviously, doesn't have to win it or anything, but just one of those mystery entrants. So yeah, the ladies obviously a lot up in the air with the 17. Lana, I think she's hurt, thank God, but yeah, she could fit in that role. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I think it comes down to the free agents; those are going to be the most exciting. Of like who's in there, if Taya does show up, Tessa, or the returns, I guess you could say, Becky, Ronda, don't know who else, who's might have been out. Pick a winner, go on the record. Shit. Okay, I know I said Bianca earlier. Rhea was a good call. Yeah, I'm between those two as well. If I'm going to 100% lock it down, which one makes more sense? Rhea probably is the safer bet. But I'm going to be bold and say Bianca. Bianca, lock it in. Bianca Belair, your 2021 Women's Royal Rumble winner. EST of SmackDown. That doesn't really make sense, but I'm going to lock her in. Like I said, I think Rhea's the safer bet, but I'm going to lock in Bianca. All right, going over to the men's side. Confirmations of who is in this bad boy. We got Edge, we got Dolph Ziggler, Sami Zayn, Mustafa Ali, Jeff Hardy, Cesaro, Otis, Shinsuke Nakamura, Sheamus, AJ Styles, Jey Uso, John Morrison, The Miz, Bobby Lashley, Daniel Bryan, Big E, Randy Orton. And then 13 others to be determined. So not as much wiggle room in this one. Now, free agents wise, we got some interesting players we could see. Very interesting players. We got Jay White from New Japan. I think that would be their biggest draw. We have Dalton Castle from Ring of Honor. Selfishly, I want him in just because of, local guy DJing. Not a big fan of Jay White. So we got those two. Who else was available? Ethan Page is available from Impact. I don't know if we want him. He burnt some bridges heavily when he left, I guess. Crap, I feel like there was somebody else I might have mentioned, but I kind of put it all in one big list of Supermander. Let me check real quick. Those are the three coming to mind. Let's see. Oh, yeah, the other one that I was thinking of early. Marty Scurll, formerly of Ring of Honor. Another lot of baggage, but that could be a big one, too. A lot of big one. Or a lot of big one? A very big one. Jesus. What is English? So, Don Callis was shocked the world. Say hello. Oh, my God. You imagine if Omega shows up? Just gonna... Oh, no. The Triple H comments about working with other companies wasn't bullshit, and that happens. The world would blow up. Literally, figuratively, financially, everything. Oh, God. I don't think I could deal with that. I haven't seen Dean Ambrose in a while. That's true. He's open to working with WWE again if he had the right offer. So yeah, those free agents are interesting. I'd love to see Marty in there, but like I said, a lot of baggage there. So it's like, I don't know. So yeah, I haven't seen any of Jay White, but I think he's got a good look. Papa Griff, is there a reason you're not a Jay White fan? I want to see Kyle and Roddy. Would love to see Breeze, Swerve. Okay, yeah. So I was just talking about the free agents right now. Yeah, we can get into obviously who's going to fill in the remainder of these 13 spots for the current roster. Yeah, I don't know. I think Scroll would be cool. Like I said, selfishly, I want Dalton Castle in there. Oh, you're good. I just think that would like a big moment for him. Like I said, he's a DJ at a local radio station for a while that I listened to. And then he mentioned indie dates one night. And I was like, oh, shit, I didn't realize he was a wrestler. And then seeing his, obviously, success in ROH has been cool. So, Marty's about to have a great program with all this, but then everything shut down. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. I just know, obviously, they let him go from ROH. I don't know, just a big American dude in Japan, like Archer. Is he that big? I thought he was a smaller dude. Maybe I'm wrong. Excuse me. I don't know. I just think, like, namesake-wise, I think that would be... Him and Marty would be the biggest, like, oh, shit, so-and-so is here. You know, kind of thing. Ibushi or Ospreay. I don't think Ospreay wants to work with WWE, and Ibushi's pretty locked in. We had the Cruiserweight Classic, which was nice, but I don't know. So, yeah, it's interesting who we're going to see for those, if any of those free agents do sign. As for the current roster, so Papa Griff mentioned it, Kyle and Roddy, assuming strong there. I think Kyle would be a good one, especially because he's been getting the push for the NXT title. Jay Lethal, I think Lethal's still under contract under ROH. If he was free agent, oh shit, yeah, get him in there. But as far as I know, Batista return, yeah, that'd go over well, just like it did in fucking, what was it, 2015, 14? See, I rewatched all the Rumbles in the past. I think it was I definitely did 16 through 20. I rewatched all of them, men's and women's. I might have done a few years before, but I can't remember. Cena could be a good, like a safe bet for a return. 2014. Okay, so yeah, Cena's a safe return, or a safe bet as a potential to return, I think. There's rumors of Brock, just because he's been so quiet, and I hope to God that that's not gonna happen. Cactus Jack. no, he's dealing with COVID, unfortunately. Let's see. So yeah, Papa Griff mentioned, let's see, sorry. I mentioned Breeze. I'd love to see Breeze in there. I don't know. I think you gotta get him away from Fandango. I don't feel Fandango's got a lot going for him. Scott Swerve would be a great one. He's definitely a good worker. I think that'd be a good, like, Gargano kind of thing. Like, not super known to the mainstream, but then you bring him in and he's like, oh shit, this guy can do stuff. Angle, maybe. McGregor, no, hell no. Ric Flair, yeah, no, he'll show up for that tag match, but I think that'll be about it. Khabib would be interesting. Khabib, I'm blanking on Khabib. Superman, you're gonna have to fill me in there. We talked about Cole already. Cross would be interesting, just to throw him in there, be like, oh shit, here's this guy that you have to worry about. Maybe get Keith Lee in there, and Keith Lee eliminates him, so not that like damaging to him or whatever. Whatever happened to the MMA dude and the boxer from a year ago or so? MMA dude and boxer. I don't know. I'm totally blanking. I don't know. There's no chance he's showing up, but Moose, his contract ends in summer. Just a heads up. Moose.
He's right there.
He is right there. Current roster. I assume Woods has got to be in it. It sucks that Kofi's gonna. Okay, unless this broken jaw or swollen jaw or whatever injury is kayfabe, is storyline, because Kofi is breaking his Rumble streak of 11 years. Oh, Cain Velasquez, yeah, they let him go. But yeah, I'd love because you could set up that storyline with Mustafa Ali if Kofi did come back. So yeah, it's just a matter of if that injury is kayfabe or not. You're good. You're good, Superman. Hi, Moose. Did you know you're a free agent in the summer?
What?
His Impact contract runs out. All right, anyways. One came after Brock, one was going for Jeremy. Oh, okay, gotcha. Moose. Let's see. So yeah, I think that'd be. Hi, Jeff. I think that'd be smart for if Kofi, there was a kayfabe injury, you could set up the Mustafa and him for Mania. Let's see. I hope Morrison. Well, Morrison's definitely gonna get a bigger showing than he did last year, just getting thrown out immediately. Here's your return, Rumble. Fuck you. Seth is a probable for coming back. The question is he going to be coming back as still the Messiah, or is he going to come back, normal Seth? I think he's a safe bet for a return. Who else is there? Do we throw Big Show in there? I don't know. Not feeling that. I think it'd be cool because I don't think he's been in one yet. Maybe getting Tommaso in there, getting in the Rumble. I know he said he's an NXT for lifer, but that could still just be a cool pop moment. since Shaq's going to AEW, do they drag in Gronk a week before the Super Bowl? That'd be smart. Doink making that cameo at Money in the Bank. Did he? When they were running through the building? I know Brother Love did. And Boogie? No, Boogeyman didn't. All right. As for winner, I'm trying to think. Who's winning this bad boy? Who's going all the way? Okay, so how they've been painting this picture. My legit thought is it's going to be Daniel Bryan. Now, it seems like this is what they're building to, just with the story they've been doing on SmackDown as of late. They've been kind of like doing these really good matches. He had a really good match with Shinsuke with that gauntlet match. He had a really good match with Cesaro. And then he fought somebody yesterday. Oh, it was AJ Styles. So, like, they're doing these really good matches with him. So there's that. He's mentioned, like, retiring soonish. He hasn't won a Rumble before. And if Reigns retains, that's a strong heel and face combo that I think could work. So there's that. He had the longest last win. What do you mean by that? So I don't know. I think Daniel Bryan's a safe bet for winning. That's my lock-in. Daniel Bryan wins Men's Rumble 2021. Adam Cole would be awesome, especially if we go with the Owens storyline. But then again, Undisputed Era is currently face. So, like, do you just have face versus face, which isn't a bad thing? Just like, you know, he lasted the longest ever, the non-Santino. Oh, did he beat Ray's record of 62 whatever? I didn't think he did. I thought he pulled a 40 or a 45. How about Ray or Dominic? They might have confirmed they've been in it because Ray's been doing some interviews. He did one with Busted Open. He did the bump the other day. And I think both interviews had asked if Dominic was on the edge, would you save him or would you dump him? And then vice versa. And he joked that Dominic would dump him, but he would save him once. And then he's like, hey, that's your one you get, you know? So here's a question. Is the winner of this Rumble over or under like 40? Oh, age-wise. I thought you meant minute-wise. Age-wise, I would say under. I don't think there's a lot of 40s in there. Time-wise, that's a good question. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's a really good thing they do about the Rumble too is like mixing up what number the winner is. But no, I don't think so yeah, the Mysterios I think are in it. I don't feel strong about either of them winning it. I feel they've kind of put the brakes on Dominic a little bit just to kind of get reps under his belt since that storyline with was it Murphy and then Rollins? It'll be interesting what their mindset is if a younger guy or an older guy. Oh, sorry. It will be interesting what their mindset is if it's a younger guy or an older established guy. Yeah. Shinsuke's got the recent push too, but he's already won a Rumble, so it's like, I don't know. So yeah, I already locked it in, but I think Daniel Bryan's taking this one for the men. I think it just makes sense with what their recent storytelling is showing. Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Like I said, it's always the intrigue of the mystery of like who's showing up, when are they showing up, who's making a return, who's new, stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting watching tomorrow. Daniel Bryan 2018, 1 hour, 16 minutes. Oh, no shit. Oh, I had no idea. That wasn't no, that was past the 40 man. Oh, wow. I had no idea. Cool. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just going off of what the storytelling is showing me right now. I think it makes sense. Unless they still go for him and Roman and it's like you fell short again kind of thing. Like they pull that into the storyline. But then it's like, who goes to Raw? Who's fighting McIntyre kind of thing. Brian's 39. There you go. Sorry again, I was distracted. Who? Lock it. Oh, yeah. Daniel Bryan, Men's Rumble 2021. Winner. So, yeah. Excited for tomorrow. As of recording. Excited for tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing who shows up, who wins, how things go. Obviously, this is coming out to YouTube and SoundCloud later, so you can hear how wrong I was or whatever. But, yeah, I just wanted to talk about it because I'm so excited for tomorrow. So, yeah, once again, official guesses. Bianca Belair, Women's Royal Rumble winner 2021. Dana Bryan, official Men's Royal Rumble winner. There's my guesses. Yeah. The Baby Rumble. I know, we're getting more contenders by the day. Maybe that'll be, in a few years. We'll do that one. Oh, boy. All right. Moving on to topic 2. We're talking about a little WandaVision now. A little WandaVision episode 3 and 4. So if you guys have not done your homework and you haven't watched WandaVision yet, now is your time to leave. Because we're talking full spoilers, full thoughts, everything. How I'm going to be talking about the episodes is I'm going to go one episode at a time and just literally talk about the notes I wrote down as I was watching each of these. And my thoughts there. Obviously, 3s will be a little disjointed because some of those things do get solved in 4 or at least kind of get expanded on. So, but yeah, if you haven't, like I said, watch 3 and 4, full spoilers are starting now. So leave, come back, watch this topic. We'd love to have you. And remember, we're going to be keeping to talk about these episodes each and every podcast, I guess, going forward until the show ends. So 2 more. And then we got a new show to watch. So yeah, I'm going to just talk about my bullet points, my notes I was taking as I was watching the episodes. Obviously, episode 3 I might be a little hazy on because that was last week. And episode 4 is pretty fresh in my mind, saying I only watched it, let's see, 12 hours ago. So, in general, episode 3 was losing you. Episode 4 brought it back. Yeah, I agree with episode 4, getting people more invested. And I think they did a smart thing with that, with how they told that story. But yeah, going in episode 3. So we had another TV-esque episode. So we had a new intro to the show. They had a new intro, how they presented it, almost Brady Bunch-esque. So that was cool. So yes, this episode focuses on the pregnancy and how it's all of a sudden and it's going super duper fast. I thought it was interesting that Vision questions the magic pregnancy. Like, he is very cognizant. Is that the right word? He's very aware that, this is out of place. And that's going to roll into some of my other points as we're going forward. But I just thought that was interesting. The neighbors, a lot of interesting things going on with the neighbors. But the first note I had was Herb, I think his name is. He's cutting his hedges, but he goes into the brick wall, and then he kind of stares off into space when Vision brings it up. So I thought that was odd. We got the confirmed twins. Without word. I'm wondering what. Okay. I remember what this was. Okay. So obviously throughout this episode, they were kind of like, oh, we're having the one boy. I wrote down confirmed twins without word because in the nursery section, when they're building the furniture, I'm pretty sure there were 2 cribs. One was already built, and then Wanda was building the second one. So I was like, oh, okay. You guys already know you're having twins, but you haven't said anything about it. Yes, Jeff, the 70 settings this time. Yep, so full color. Still had the box dimensions, obviously. So another note I made was just Vision is learning. He's kind of seeing more of the through the veil of shadows, or however you say it. I thought it was a changing table. I don't know. It might have been. I could have swore it was a second one. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, Brady Bunch-esque, very much so. There was a reset to the world that wasn't Wanda's control. So we've talked about it with the beekeeper and the choking, I think it was. No, it wasn't the choking. It was something. Definitely the beekeeper, how she's kind of like said no and reset the world. I guess something had occurred where the world fixed itself, but she didn't do it. I should have wrote more clear notes. I was kind of writing these down fast because I was writing them down as I'm watching the show. So I'm like, ugh. Still have one of those box TVs. Nice. Dial the channel buttons on it. There you go. We got another Hydra product during the commercial. I noticed Geraldine had that sword necklace very early on. You could see it swinging. I think it was... Maybe it was when Wanda went into labor. It kind of swung out of her collar. And I was like, oh! Obviously before Wanda points it out later. But I noticed that. Small towns hard to escape. Not sure what that's referring to. Well, I have a guess of what that's referring to. Episode 4 will kind of lead into that a little bit more. But I guess people can't leave. Oh, yeah. We had the whole doctor storyline. How the doctor was going to go on vacation, but his car broke down and stuff. Doc kept going. Thank you, Jeff. He kept trying to go on his vacation. Yeah, so the town is hard to leave, I guess. Which obviously, like I said, in episode 4, we'll kind of get more information about that. We have the neighbors secretly chatting while Vision has gone out to get the doctor and is out in the front lawn. They're like having a secret chat amongst themselves. I don't remember the woman's name, the original best friend neighbor. And then obviously Herb or whatever his name is. So they're kind of talking to themselves, but then they also seem very like sympathetic to Vision and almost allude to being actors, it seemed, which leads to a big question mark in episode 4 that I'll talk about. But like, I don't know, that was odd to me. Agnes, thank you. So yeah, obviously got the trigger for Scarlet Witch with Geraldine bringing up Pietro and Ultron, which totally came out of nowhere. Of like, wait a minute, why are we talking about real life events? Like, why did Geraldine just bring this up out of nowhere? But then we get that breaking of reality. She gets kicked out. I had Westview as a question mark here because I had no idea where that was. She was singing Sokovian, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, she's from there. Which she's mentioned. She mentioned that in episode 1 too, the boss and the wife, that she was from there. The whole European greeting joke, sitcom and stuff. So yeah, kicked out to Westview. We went back to full screen, so I like how they're playing with the aspect ratio to kind of show you this is real, this is the fake world. You know, it's a simple thing, but I like how they're playing with that. So the Sokovian song reminded Monica of what happened to IE Ultron. Okay, that could be the trigger. Fair enough. I wasn't sure what caused it, but I can understand that. And then, yeah, she got kicked out of the dream world. And then, obviously, we see all this cop stuff happening around her when she gets kicked out, which we'll get a lot of episodes in episode 4. So let's talk about that one, especially because it's more fresh in my mind. I feel like I can put more detail into it. So very, very interesting cold open. It was weird she didn't flip out with Wanda being pregnant. Yeah, a lot of them didn't. They were like saying they were going to keep it secret, and then she's just like, oh, you're pregnant. Yeah, like out of nowhere. So maybe that was just like I don't know if Wanda was in control of that, being able to like shut that down and being like, oh no, this is normal, like kind of thing, tell her that or have her believe that. So yeah, very interesting cold open in episode 4. We got more of the dusting, the end game events. 3 pages of notes. Oh boy, Jeff's ready. Jeff has done his homework and some extra credit. So yeah, we get more Endgame, Infinity War. Obviously, repercussions with Monica, Captain Marvel's niece, best friend's daughter, being dusted. Unfortunately, her mom passed of cancer, which is rough, while she was dusted. And I had seen very in passing, like I've tried my best not to look up theories or like other websites like, oh, this is an Easter egg for this. Oh, this is that. I just kind of wanted to go into this as blind as possible and kind of try and piece it together myself, or obviously in these conversations with you guys of like what's going on. But there was people talking about how they thought Geraldine was this character, which obviously was confirmed. So that's cool that it's going to tie into at least that of Captain Marvel. We got Sword confirmed, obviously, with the organization, the acronym, all that stuff. A lot of missing people reported along with Westview. That's how it started. Excuse me. Funny, based on the previous 3, Mom and I were trying to guess which 80s sitcom they would use in 4, and then the story changed. I mean, I'm sure it's going to go back and revert to it. There are 8 episodes so far, so obviously this being episode 4, if it's going to go to current day, let's see, we got 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s. So, you know, that would lead up to current day, obviously being the 20s. And that's if they do that too. Like, I don't know if they will, but yeah, I assume they would have to obviously break out of the world at some point. I'm very glad they did, because obviously it answers a lot of questions and makes it a little bit more interesting. Because it's not just this question mark over your head. You're getting a little explanation of like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. No, I didn't watch the teaser. If there's anything at the end credits, I usually don't. To be honest, I'll see the credits. I'll watch it up till like the black screen with the white font. And I'll stop. So no, I did not watch that. So yeah, I talked about the missing person report. Apparently started this whole thing at Westview. Town was developed out of nowhere, which I thought was interesting how it's an actual thing. It's not just like broken into, it's just not in her head. It's this actual physical place. Dad liked a lot to do that. I'm sorry, did what aspect? Let's see. There's a barrier around town. Not a very good barrier, but it's a barrier around it. The real town is like a single road, couple of houses. Wanda's Westview is way more suburban. Oh, how they tied things in. Yeah. It happened eventually. But yeah, it's nice that we got this episode that's out of the world. Like, once again, that explains or at least tries to make sense or like reveal how this is something weird, I guess. Just got something on the barrier. That's good. But yeah, it seems like obviously the barrier is very easy to break into. So I don't know how protective that really is, but I mean, obviously going into it causes something for you to cause your memories to go or whatever. They did say it was shaped like a hexagon. I'm not sure. Oh, no. AIM's not a hexagon. AIM's an octagon, isn't it? In the comics, it's called Hex Magic. Oh, okay. Just a little joke there. Okay. All right. That's a good one. So we get a returning character who we haven't seen since Thor: The Dark World. We got Kat Denning back as the scientist, which, you know, was a nice surprise. Unfortunately, I had to get spoiled by it on Twitter, and I was like, oh, well, all right. So cool to see her back. We learned that she is the one that is watching these broadcasts that we got hinted in at, episode 1. So we got that. Was Agent Wu from something else? Was he from Ant-Man? Because I didn't put that together now. Okay. I didn't put that together when I was watching it. I just thought it was a new character. But okay. I got a tie in there too. Which Jersey? Okay, so that's weird. That's weird because... wait a minute. He did say he was from California originally. He did say that because I was going to be like, well, this is in Jersey. How does that make sense? But I do remember he said he was from California originally. Okay, that's cool. So it ties that in too. Like, well, how it goes and changes. So yeah, so anyways, like I said, we get Kat Denning confirmed as the person who's monitoring these episodes, like we got hinted at in episode 1 that somebody was doing. We got a time frame for the show now. Jersey just post the snap, right? Or post Endgame, unless I missed another detail there, which I might have. I wouldn't put it past me. This is like 2 or 3 weeks after Stark's death. Oh, really? Did they put that time frame on it? Months before Far From Home. Oh, wow. I definitely missed that. Whoops. So cool to see her in there. We get to see Monica's first day back at work. True. Let's see. The beekeeper being an illusion. Instead of, it wasn't the radiation suit. They obviously made it a more neighborhood friendly thing. Question mark about him. Like, obviously we see Monica get kicked out, right? When Wanda freaks out. What happens to the beekeeper? Did she kill him? Or, because we don't, at least from what we've seen, nobody's gone and recovered him like they have Monica when she got kicked out.
He's dead.
He could be dead. So that was just, I like the explanation for that. Something that I just thought, she rewound time and that's what it looked like. So presumably he's crawling around the tunnel. Still in there? Okay. But that was a whole, as of time or show canon, that was a whole episode ago. So like, wouldn't he have shown up already by now? Somewhere else? In another episode? In the 70s one? In episode 3? How does time work inside the field? I guess. Because I would think so. Because, when did he start crawling? When did they send him down? I think that was after. It was before Kat realized it was a TV show. I don't know how long. It seemed like a long way to travel, but would that take him? Time's obviously going faster in the bubble than it is outside the bubble. At least from what I can tell. So I think it's logical that an episode would have passed while he was crawling. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird where the fuck this guy is. Probably not that important. So yeah, as I talked about with episode 3, the secret conversation between Agnes and Herb. I was thinking that they were agents along with Geraldine, or like these actors per se, just to kind of help Wanda maybe eventually get back to reality, or just monitor Wanda or whatever was going on with that situation. So learning that these are actual people, based on the the reports that Wu and Kat Denning's character had found of the missing persons reports. That was just like, it cleared my mind, I guess, up about that. I think it also adds for a bigger question of like what they were chatting about and how they were, So, yeah. No, Tarma, the topics are in the stream title. We're not talking about Apex. I did see it starts Tuesday. Looking forward to it. So yeah, I think it also leads to more questions of like why they're talking and why it's hush hush, I guess you could say, like secretive. So something's going on there, fishy. Let's see. I'm curious because I didn't really pay attention super duper much about like the missing persons reports. I wonder if any of those were Easter egg characters, like from the comics or whatever. I also was questioning if there's more episodes that Kat Dennings' character had seen that maybe we have not as the audience. Because when they did confirm that Monica was in there as Geraldine, that I don't remember that angle being shown to us, the audience, in those 3 episodes. But I could be wrong. So that's just a question. We got the camera changing again in the show. Another thing that Agnes, when they were identifying all the people, the only ones they didn't identify were Agnes and Dottie. Dottie. Which one's Dottie? There's a rumor about Agnes's character that people are talking about, how she ties in with Doctor Strange, and it's the assistant. We talked about it last time. I don't remember. We might have put Geraldine as that character. But there's still more talks that she is the sidekick to Doctor Strange, or like working with her. Emma Caulfield, that doesn't help me, unfortunately. So yeah, the camera changes in the show, and she was the head of Laser. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't realize that she was not identified yet. Shattered the glass. Yeah. Episode 2, she shattered the glass. You mean the glass in her hand when the radio happened, which was nice too. We got an answer about the radio and how that worked. That worked, and obviously that was Agent Will. That was cool. No, you're good. You're good. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I wonder with the okay, this is just I'm throwing things at a wall right now, just a thought in my head. With the Hydra ads, there's two thoughts of mine here. The thought is the Hydra ads are because Wanda and Pietro were technically experiments of Hydra. That's why they have their power. So is it like a over lingering thingy, that's going on? Or is this Dottie character, she part of Hydra? Random thoughts just popping in my head. But then it's like when she ignored the glass in her hand or the cut, like that's weird. So it's like, I think that kind of takes away from that theory. I don't know. So I think your theory was that Wanda was creating the scenario in her head to deal with things. Do you feel this? Do you still feel this, or has that changed? So I definitely think it's changed because it's now Westview is this bubble dome area. So as I think I make more notes as, yeah, okay. So that we see the little bit more of the info with Geraldine and Wanda's clash. And we see the camera change that aspect ratio again, so you realize like, ooh, like, hey, this is real time or whatever. Like, I still think it's Wanda doing it. So I still think it's her. It's just now with the bubble, the Westview area going on. She's making a physical place for her to escape to. And with her hex powers, etc., like she's able to do this. So it's still for her own protection, her own sanity, her livelihood, I guess you could say. But it's a physical manifestation instead of just like she's in a coma somewhere thinking about this or whatever it is, So with obviously the Geraldine scene where we get a little bit more of an insight as their altercation, we see like she has to what's it called when you're watching? Oh, suspension of disbelief. She has to like reacclimate herself to that. We see when Vision comes back in, he's shown dead for a second, and she has to kind of shake that off because she obviously has that recent conversation that broke that suspension of disbelief. She has to get herself back into that mindset. So we see that. We see her fixing the house. Like she's repairing this, Jesus Christ, building up those barriers again to like seclude herself and make this her safety blanket, if you will. So I still think it's her. It's just obviously that once again, it's this physical area now instead of just mental. And I think that's why maybe obviously Sword is very intrigued about it now too, is because it is, there's this problem here. It's not just like, as we thought earlier with episode 1 and 2, it's like somebody experimenting on her. It's more of like, this is a real physical problem. It's a weird mystery that's going on that we need to investigate type thing, if that makes sense. I'm still very confused. This was my last note. I'm still very confused on what is going on with Vision. Because Vision's dead. Question mark, as Agent Wu put it. Vision's dead. So the Vision in Westview should be an illusion of hers that she's putting in this world for herself, right? Like, once again, the safety blanket aspect. However, as the series goes on, we're seeing more question marks coming up in the show from Vision himself. He's like questioning reality, you know. He does stuff on his own too, which is fine. Like she could just like have programmed it like, like live this life, family life, whatever it is. But like he's questioning the reality that he lives in, which is confusing me. He's done it with the beekeeper. He's done it with the choking of the boss in a way. Thank you, Jeff. He's done it with the pregnancy. He's doing it with the neighbors. And then it seems like even at the end after Geraldine, he's still thinking about it. Which, yeah, like if he's an illusion of her psyche or manifest, like why does he have this free thought for that? Like Papa Griffey says he does stuff on his own, so like maybe it is a creation of Wanda, but maybe that's just an aspect like she didn't want to control because then he's more natural, or she didn't think about. He could be her reality to some extent in the realm of her alternate reality. Yeah, I don't know. That's my biggest like question mark of like, if this is her safe space, why is her safe space questioning its own reality, or like that something's wrong, if that makes sense? And I guess the same could go for the neighbors, Agnes and Herb. Like, why are they talking about something different? Like Monica was obviously entranced by this world, right? And then as Jeff mentioned, she got almost sleeper agent woken up in a way with the Sokovian song. Like, this is something from the real world. Whoop! I'm going to pull that and then ask this thing. But I don't think she would have asked that had that not happened, or had... With Jeff bringing that up, it makes more sense why she had asked. But from what we know in episode 4, from what we knew before, I was thinking, oh yeah, she's an agent. Oops, sorry. She's an agent. She's undercover. She blew her cover for some reason, kind of thing. But as we see in episode 4, it seems when she went in, whoosh, she was in this world, like a character, filled in a role or took a role, if that makes sense. Yeah,
I don't know. Those are all the notes I had about episode 3 and 4. I'll agree. I think Papa Griff said it, or maybe Mr. G said it earlier. Like 3 was 4 got you back in, and I think the reason for that is 4 answers a lot of questions. Oh, Jeff, I'm ready. Yeah, don't you go whenever you are. Yeah, we're leading into like discussion time. So if you guys have any theories or whatever, let me know. Thank you for letting me get all my thoughts out. So yeah, I think 4 got us back in because of like answering a lot of questions and showing what's going on outside of this world. 3, while the twin story with Tommy and Billy, aka Wiccan and Speed, being introduced, it felt very rushed. Obviously, the pregnancy was fast, but the whole storylines that they go from in these episodes, like, it's very rushed. I'm not sure if they would benefit from going a longer route like Mandalorian, where it's a close to an hour episode, right? These are 30 minutes. I think the longest has been 40. I just feel like sometimes it's very fast, and it's so fast that it just leaves you with more confusion that you can't fully enjoy it, or like I'm questioning if I should like it or not, kind of thing. I talked about it on Discord with Pancake. She's asking if she should watch it. I'm like, I would only watch it if like you're really into the Marvel universe, the MCU. Because I don't know if this is a show I would just recommend to anybody. Be like, yeah, I'll go watch the show. Like, it's not like a Daredevil. It's not like a Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in a way. I know that's a hit or miss show, but it's not like, not superhero related. It's not like, hey, you should watch The Office because The Office is a good show. Or you should watch Parks and Rec because it's entertaining. Like, it's not like that show I would actively go out of my way to be like, yeah, you should watch this. It's like, I don't know if I should recommend this to anybody or not. It's confusing. It's very niche, All right, so Papa Griff says, tell me about the drone. It looked one way when they sent it in, and when Wanda found it in the bushes, it looked different. Yeah, it looked very retro when they sent it out and boxy, and then it kind of modernized in there. I think they mentioned it in the photo when that woman reports it, because he asked, like, oh, why'd you colorize it? And he's like, no, I didn't. Or she says, I didn't. I think they mentioned the transformation. I don't know why it would have changed, to be honest, so I'm sorry I can't answer that question better. My guess is maybe it was another drone, because we do see a second drone going in later. So maybe it was another one? That would be my only guess. Let's see. Mrs. G says, she was not even used to being back in her life, then thrown right into another world, per se. Wanda? Or Monica? Oh, probably Monica. She was used to being back in her life and thrown right away. Yeah, she's been tossed around with being dust and then coming back and then, whoosh, going there. Monica. Okay, cool. All right, Jeff says, so SWORD, Sentient Weapon Observation Response Division. Vision was essentially a sentient weapon. Who in Westview was in witness protection, Dottie or Agnes? But witness what? Protection from who? What? The drone got turned into a toy helicopter. Okay, it's a toy helicopter. The radiation suit got turned into a beekeeper. Yeah, and I think that was just to fit in with the world. Not that radiation suits didn't exist, but that a beekeeper's outfit would fit more in the town than somebody walking around in a radiation suit. Let's see. The field is turning. The field is turning/transforming things into forms that are fit in the pre-established rules times illusion. But they don't turn back when they leave. Has anything left? Oh yeah, because Monica retains her appearance. But if Wanda didn't know about the drone, how could she translate it into a helicopter toy? I would guess the barrier. Because, like, anything that enters this will turn into this. Hence, like, Monica's changing. And the rope turned into a jump rope. Did you guys notice that? Like one of those old jump ropes? When it cut? Or was that just me? Let's see. I realize we move on, but they just announced number 1 and 2 are Orton and Edge. Oh, really? They announced that on Backstage? Okay. Interesting. Well, that's kind of, I don't know. I wish they wouldn't announce numbers. She's not controlling everything. It might be the barrier that changes it, like Jeff said. Like, it's this bubble. Maybe there's some rules, but maybe she didn't think of everything. Monica's in the rope attached to the red suit. If Wanda is doing this, and she seems to be doing it, why does she create a broadcast to draw attention to what she's doing? Why include the commercials? Yeah, that's a fair point. Like, why? They said, Kat Denning's character said there was a lot of radiation coming out of the area, and then obviously she realizes the radio signals or frequency along with the TV signal. That is a good question. Like, is that just an output that she didn't equate for? Because, yeah, you would assume she just wants to be alone. Like, she's escaping reality, kind of thing. Maybe, I don't know. This is a weird theory, but maybe as a kid, she saw shows like this and thought, when I'm grown up, this is how life is supposed to be, right? So maybe she's using this sitcom-y life as like a way to project her vision of what she wanted her future to be or her happiness to be. I don't know if that makes sense. You would think the commercials would break her suspension of disbelief, but maybe she doesn't see the commercials. I don't know. That is odd. My thoughts on Vision. He's still dead, for sure. The ones we're seeing is a creation of hers, but she made him too much like him. He knows what's going on. He even says, it's okay if it's time we leave Westview. Right, he did say that, and she said, no, this is our home. Yeah, that's another, like, his questioning of reality, like, almost like you could let this go, but I don't know if he meant it that way. We could interpret it that way. Yeah, it's interesting. My overall theory, the twins are real and it's all about them. It could have been conceived in Edinburgh during Infinity War. She found out she was pregnant, freaked out, scared to bring the kids into super messed up world on her own. I'm going to say negative on that. Well, okay. She got dusted. I was about to be like, bitch, no. It's been 5 years in between the two events. She get dusted. Okay. What? Okay. Nah. Accelerated growth from her kids' parents. Okay. Well, okay. If that's the case, then, oof. Okay. Hold on. I gotta think about this. So you still think she went through a full pregnancy in the 3 weeks? There weren't any kids in the town prior. Right. Because everyone we've seen was either someone already in town or Vision. There's been weirder shit in Marvel. For sure. I don't know. There's the rumor, or at least I think I don't know if it's House of M, but how the kids are the illusion. That's like a Mephisto tie-in, right? So maybe you use that to tie in Blade because they're doing a Blade movie. What was with the stork walking around? I think that was another... So her powers are going crazy all through labor, right? With like the paintings going around and pots and pans flying around. So I'm thinking maybe because of her pains and whatnot, with her losing some semblance of her powers or whatever. I thought that was just a manifestation of that. That was my only thought. Let's see. She made Vision so good. It's exactly like he was before he died. He's going to figure out she's keeping everyone captive intentionally or not and confront her about it. And then I'll make a compelling point if and when we get to that point, because it's going to be like, do I let this happiness go? Like, it's that internal struggle of the character. Like, do I wake up out of this reality, or do I keep being the villain and, do this thing? Gotcha. Appreciate that. So, I don't know. Obviously the show's doing something right, because we want to keep watching to figure out what the fuck's going on. So there's that. Yeah, good on them. Episode 4 was great. Hopefully, they can keep this momentum going through 5 through 8. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not sure if a longer runtime would benefit this stronger, just because to be able to explain more, especially leaving this episode. If we just go back to the sitcom-y world and it's like, oh, everything's fine, and we get something like the last 2 minutes, like, ugh, I don't know, it's just gonna make my brain hurt a whole lot more, type deal. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they tell their story from this point. Like, what information is Monica going to share? What's Kat gonna discover? Yeah, I'm watching for Kat now. That was totally out of nowhere. Like, seeing her back since Dark World, which was ages ago. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I'm enjoying talking about this series with you guys. Next podcast we'll be talking about episodes 5 and 6. I'll probably do it as a separate topic recording discussion, just because I hope to get a guest next time, and we'll continue obviously to do it for 7 and 8. And the cool thing is too, like, right after this is done, I think we have 1 week, and then it's Falcon and Winter Soldier, which hopefully makes a lot more sense than this show does, and it will. Dr. Darcy Lewis, thank you for that. Thank you. She went back to school and got her degree between Dark World and this. Yeah. And okay, this is another tie-in, but do you guys think she's coming back for Thor was it Thor Power of Love, or whichever one that Natalie Portman's going to be back as Lady Thor? That'll be interesting if Kat Denning makes her Love and Thunder. Thank you, Power of Love. It'll be interesting to see if she reprises her role in that as well, or if this was just like a one-off type thing. Bring a scientist in, that matters. She said she wasn't asked in an interview. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, maybe this was just like your character would fit more in here. Like, maybe they thought about also doing Skarsgård, but I don't know if he's retired in the world of Marvel as his Doctor role, or he's too messed up from Dark World or whatever, but meh. So yeah, there's WandaVision episode 3 and 4, guys. I appreciate you guys talking about it with me, talking theories and whatnot. But hopefully we'll continue this chat with episode 5 and 6 in a couple weeks. All right, moving on to topic 3. Stream anniversary, 6 years of doing this. It's crazy to think about. So as of recording, anniversary will be next Friday, February 5th, 2021. Oh man, it snuck up on me this year. I don't know why. But yeah, I just want to talk briefly about the 6 years, and obviously doing this, and good things about it. And obviously I want to talk a little bit about the stresses I've been feeling lately, and I'm starting to figure it out, but also not, in a way. But yeah, just crazy to think about that we've been streaming for 6 years. I still remember doing the initial YouTube channel with John way back when, and talking about ideas there. It's been an interesting ride, starting with obviously John Jones and I doing the stream, and then Billy and Dio and John hopping in, and then doing some streams out in California with Charlie, and obviously that whole move and adventure, and then coming back and doing it. Obviously the wide array of cast and viewers that have watched over the years. Like, I remember the original crew. Obviously, some of them stuck around, some of them not. And then obviously the, things we learned and relationships we've built through streaming. TwitchCon was a blast and a good experience to go through. Obviously meeting Snow after, she kind of was the first stream I saw and kind of helped me understand what was the goal, I guess, to put out for content. I don't know. Inspiration in a way. And then obviously meeting other people, like obviously talking with Snowbank Mike, obviously meeting Uber Brent, which has led to, a good friendship there, and obviously friendship with others, with Jeff. Obviously hanging out with Super Killer Bunny, and then meeting Kate, and that's been a big thing, obviously. So, yeah, it's been crazy, this whole thing. Yeah, it is Stream with John Jones. Yep. Yeah, and I think 6 years from now, like, it hasn't burnt out the streaming platform. I don't know. Some people thought this was going to be a big flash in the pan, but it seems like it's still going strong, which is good. Definitely is a different place than 6 years ago. Everybody and their mom is streaming, whether they're playing games or not. I don't have anything against Twitch expanding their horizons, audiences, whatever. With obviously podcasts like what we're doing, or vlogging, or other stuff. She has sub goals. She does. Yeah, mom streams. She streams once a year, extra life. So yeah, it's been interesting seeing the growth of that. And like I said, everybody is doing it now. So it just makes it more saturated and tough to build an audience, which, numbers wise, obviously I'm very proud of what we've done, how many followers we have, how many subs we've had, et cetera, but it's interesting, and in a negative way, like, started this 6 years ago and you're still not in the same spot, because obviously there's been growth with the affiliate program that was introduced, and production value clearly of certain things, but like from an audience standpoint, it's like at some point you gotta be critical of yourself, and it's just like, okay, something's not clicking. And obviously for those of you guys in chat or listening and watching this later, obviously I have connected with you at some point, which I appreciate and I'm happy for. It's just like, it's questioning, like, okay, what have I missed out on? And I feel this past year for sure has been a misstep personally, content wise. Not that anything was bad. We definitely had a lot of good streams. We had, obviously, the podcast is still going. We had a lot of good funny moments with our, whether it be Fall Guys or Mario Party or whatever it might be. But I feel like my focus has waned, and a clear sight of maybe what I want to accomplish. I know it's not a good thing to do, but can be a growing moment. But comparing yourself to other people, I've seen others who have succeeded a lot in this last year, or even in the 6 years since starting, where I'm like, that person has taken the right steps and has made moves. Why aren't you? Kind of thing. And I know I talk about it often, but obviously Snowbank Mike has blown up. I remember talking to him at Kind of Funny Life 3 when he was getting back into streaming, and seeing his progression from that point on to obviously where he is now with affiliate and then partner, and now he is working over at Kind of Funny, which I'm happy for him and everything. So obviously his success, and then obviously, Jeff has done a lot for himself too. He's been very driven with his YouTube output, and I feel his audience is growing stream wise. At least I see a lot more like repetitive names in there. Like I feel he's got a good, he laughs in chat, but I like, from what I remember of his first streaming, like, yeah, it may not reflect every stream, but I do see it. Like there are things you're going after and pursuing that are working and are growth for you. And then there's other people who just like show up out of nowhere, and I'm like, what is going on? Like whether you just scroll through Twitch on whatever channels, you're like, how do you have 100 viewers for this game that came out ages ago? Or why do you have all this success but things don't work? And you know, it could be also the aspect of like, okay, for example, a Brandon Cutler, like he usually has audio issues, or something's going on, or green screen doesn't look perfect, or this is not the best. And I get it. Like he has that recognition because he's done work other places. That I get. Not taking away from that, but it's like, I don't know. So yeah, I'm realizing maybe my focus hasn't been as focused, I guess. That's not even I don't know what I'm trying to say. Direct as I want it to be, or as it should be if I want to improve. And yeah, it's just figuring out, like, there's a lot of things I want to do. It's a matter of doing them. And I think this past year has been a weird one for me, an off one for me. And I don't know what it is. I can't place my finger on it 100%. I'm not sure if it's imposter syndrome or just getting used to a whole lot of new things in life, whether it's new job, new place, new relationship. Well, new relationship as of 2 years, but you know what I mean. Like, is it all those things? Just trying to figure that out at the same time. New schedule with the things going on. I don't know. So I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do, and I want to find that drive again. Because there's sometimes I'm like, why am I even doing this? And I know this whole conversation's sounding very negative, and I apologize. If you want to leave now, that's fine. But I'm trying to be introspective, you know, of like, okay, what have I done? What haven't I done? Just trying to reflect on it. And I can't get better if I don't do that. Am I very happy with this 6 years? Yes. Am I very happy with what I've done with this? Yes. Am I wanting to pursue it still? Yes. It's just a matter of like, how do I improve otherwise? Papa Griff says you should play or talk things that are fun for you to enjoy. And if others enjoy it, so be it. So will you, so be it. Sorry. If no one else does, you're still doing it for you. For sure. You can't make people eat chocolate when they only like vanilla. Yeah. And I've tried that a few times where I've played things that I want to play, and it just seems like the audience is not there. You know, and I'm not blaming any of you guys for it, but as an example, I like playing Apex. Not a lot of people like watching Apex that are currently around, you know? So there's that aspect, and it's like, I don't know. And I've talked about doing a different, like, the podcast is great. I think the podcast is a blast and helps me get better in the talking aspect and the presentation aspect. And there's talks of another podcast doing one that's wrestling focused, and I think that will help a lot too with like doing something you enjoy. So I'm very excited to pursue that project when that does happen. And that's a thing too. Like, I've been slacking heavily on that. And it's like, why? This is something you know you're going to enjoy doing and whatever. It's like, where's the drive gone sometimes? Or when it's time to work, where's the focus gone? And that's very frustrating. you'll play it anyway, so streaming is no real extra overhead. No, but it's the presentation and the entertainment aspect of it that I have to think about it. Like, if I'm just playing it, I'm just playing it for me, obviously. Like, I'm still playing it, enjoying it while streaming, but I have to think about, okay, you haven't talked for 20 minutes, and this is a battle royale. Like, sometimes there's things going on, which is good, but when there's not things going on and you're not talking, not good. So, I agree with Dad. When you play and laugh, it shows your true self and shine. Yeah, which I definitely agree with. And Extra Life is a prominent example of the success we could have. You know, like, obviously people tune in because it's a good cause and they're very generous and charitable. But like, that was my favorite stream this year. We just went in there. We didn't it wasn't a thought, or didn't, like, it wasn't an overlooming thought of like, oh, how many people are watching, how many, like, we were just having fun. And that's something, yeah, like you guys said, I need to get back into. And it's like, maybe it's just a matter of the games are playing, which I don't feel there's been any games that have like drudged along. I've talked about maybe dropping Sekiro, but I like Sekiro. I can understand it's been frustrating at times, but also it's a balance of me. It's like the balance of the schedule. When do you do it? When don't you do it? Like, being consistent there. And then there's days you don't want to do it. It's like, bro, where's, like, once again, where's that drive? Where's that focus going? I don't know. Heard rumors about that wrestling podcast. Yeah, there's been a lot of rumors about it. I wonder if any of them are true. Presentation's very good, and even I talk to myself playing Fallout, so you will too. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. If you can't defeat the Witch King or whatever, so what? Drop the difficulty, go for it. Yeah, there's no difficulty. Yeah, like Sekiro, yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel bad in a way too, of like, hey, we started this story game and then we never finish it. Like, what if there was somebody that was interested in it? Like, look at Okami. We were playing that for the longest time and dropped that like a sack of bricks. If you stuck, you stuck. Yeah, I know. Yeah, like, once again, my biggest question is just like, what mentally is going on? You got like 4 endings in Okami though, or it felt like it. That is true. I was like, oh,
So true.
we're done with this game. What?
You get to like the big build-up ending.
Yeah.
And then it's not the ending.
Yeah.
And then you do it again, and it's not the ending.
Right. So yeah, my biggest question is just the motivation aspect. Like, where has that gone? Excuse me, in the past year. And it's not the idea part of it, because Kate can tell you I've rambled numerous ideas off of her head and then notebook-wise written down so many things. But it's like, when it comes time to do the work, where is it? So, yeah, that's just my own problem. And I'm thinking of like, why is that the case? If that makes sense. I don't know. So yeah, on a more positive note, not self-reflecting on that part, I guess, anymore. Yeah, the 6 years have been great. Like I said, it's been a blast streaming with either Kate or streaming with the guys or doing the Extra Life streams or whatever it is, just putting that energy into it, and then, yeah, putting out the good times for others to share upon. Because, yeah, when Kate and I are streaming, it's not something you have to think about. When it's Extra Life, it's not something I have to think about. When I'm sitting here by myself, sometimes there are aspects I'm like, ooh, overthinking it, kind of thing. So I think that's the area I want to get into. And whether it's the podcast that help out with that, I don't know. Practice makes perfect, I guess. But it's a matter of finding those things that go hand in hand to make it easier and not overthink it, like you guys are saying. Supermander says, your positive energy is a welcome distraction from our difficult world that we live in. I know they enjoy watching you play games because you provide a positive escape from reality. Not to mention you're a great freaking dude that comes across on screen. Well, I appreciate all that. I appreciate that a lot. And that's really, when it boils down to it, that is the goal of just like, let's get cool people together. Let's talk about stuff and just hang out, you know. And that's always been the goal. I think that's something I talked about year one. And, you know, some of the older viewers, like, said, yeah, that's all great, but, like, that's going to be very hard to do, to build upon or whatever. And I agree. Obviously, some of them have dropped off, and I haven't seen them in years, which is fine. You know, I always said that, too. You got your own life to live. I do not expect you to be here every stream sitting for 3 to 4 hours. No, go do what you need to do or want to do. So, yeah, it's just, I guess, finding more of those opportunities to have fun, like those streams, like I said, that have been a blast. It's also been a blast just creating new stuff and brainstorming new ideas and testing myself with that, whether it's the animations and the notifications or the green screen, figuring out all that chaos, or the Extra Life projects. Obviously, we did the crazy one with the wrestling entrances this year, which is a blast. You know, or just the presentation aspect of Extra Life, whether it's the big group of friends and doing that, or the Audible we had to play this year with only the 4 of us. You know, those projects are the best to work on. So that's been a positive of, okay, how do I take these things that I'm either watching and like recognizing, hey, this could be better for this person, or, you know, taking small things I learned from college in editing of like, oh, okay, I can use this program to edit out videos, or I can edit the podcast, or I can create this thing from this and then put it out here. That's all been great, and I love doing those things. Do some games with subs or followers day. Chugged in one of Halo today. Take pressure off of you. See, yeah, that's a great idea. My thing with that is you need people there. You know, we've seen it with Among Us streams. Like, Among Us is a blast, but, you know, you either ask people and they can't, or you ask people and they say they can, then they don't show up, and it's like, what? Like, it sounds weird, but I feel like it's the relying on people sometimes. This isn't their thing. I understand that. Like, there were dreams of Lil John and I doing this. There were dreams of Big John Dio and Billy and I doing this. Like, yeah, it's just not their thing. And I don't blame them for that. It's just like, I wish it could have been that way, you know, kind of thing. Like, it's the same thing with Charlie's another one out in California. I know he's watching, so I don't mean to, like, shout him out and throw him under the bus. That's not at all what I mean, because these were great. But, like, he was a great person to bounce ideas off of. And he was attentive and willing to help. And I always appreciated that. And the couple of streams we did, or the recordings we did together, was a blast. But guess what? He had his own things that he wanted to do, and that's totally fine. It's his life. I don't want to be like, hey, come here, whoosh, you know, and just rope people in and, you know, force them to do whatever. If people want to do it, hell yeah, let's do it. But, you know, I understand people doing their own thing. I feel like I told you, you're not the only one responsible for your growth. Those who follow you already are also. Yeah, true. But once again, that's not their job. And what I mean by that is, yes, you should use your own audience to market for yourself. I feel I should be entertaining or interesting enough that person X, Y, or Z is doing that on their own, and it's not like I'm going over to them and saying, please, 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 you know. Like, Kate and I always make fun of it, but on certain YouTube channels, they're like, oh, you better sub and hit that notification bell and tell your friends and do this thing. And we're like, bro, like, I get it, you know, but I just feel like if they're not talking about it or sharing it, that means I'm doing something not wrong, but there's something I need to do better.
Like, I could tell you a bunch of people to check out on stream because this person, not by telling me to tell other people, but because of how they present themselves and who they, do that, talk about it, Dio and Billy with Overwatch or Billy and John with fighting games. You mean to tell me they don't play anymore? That's garbage. No, I'm not saying they don't play anymore. I'm just saying, like, the schedule for them of, like, hey, we need to do this. Hey, we need to do this. Like, we tried making channel videos together. Like, hey, you want to sit down and record? We tried it, but it just didn't work. That was all I was saying. I'm still down to play games with those guys all the time because it's just a blast to hang out with them. Like, Billy's been super consistent with the Among Us streams, and I appreciate that. But, just hasn't happened. I don't know. Let's see. If I see you and I tell two people and they tell two people. Yeah, exactly. That's the goal. That's, the ideal thing. Who got me into Busted Open? You did. Who got you into Chris Van Lee? I don't remember. I don't think that was me. But, yeah, it's word of mouth. I totally understand that. But I have to do something enough for people to want to do that, And I'm sure there are people did. I did? Oh, okay. I'm sure there's people who do already do that. And I appreciate that. But obviously it's not working, So there's some kind of disconnect. Either people aren't talking about it or the people who do come in, I'm not appealing enough to either watch, stick around, etc. Like there's a disconnect somewhere. So it's like, no, of course everybody's not going to gravitate or watch something, Like, once again, going back to Snowbike Mike, he plays a lot of Warzone. Kate's not a big fan of Warzone, and, how he presents things now. That's fine. It's not that she hates Snowbike Mike or doesn't like him. It's just like, don't feel like watching this, which is fine. It's that, like, this. I don't know why I keep making this hand motion. It's this intangible I got to figure out in this ball. But yeah, the creative process, going back to that, has been a lot of fun in these 6 years. Creating stuff. So I want to do more of that. And whether it's just switching up, stream aspect. Like he's gonna watch it. Anyways, whether it's just refreshing the stream look, or it's making new thumbnails or whatever it is, or testing my abilities with editing and whatnot, that's what I want to do, or that's what I've really enjoyed from it and hope to continue to get out of it. If anything is like, that's a positive. So yeah, I don't know. It's just, like I said, it's finding those goals again and refocusing and, continue to grow from there. The 6 years, like I said, I know I said a lot of negatives or, things. It's just, I would not, even with all the stresses and things that I just said that are negative per se, I would not say that these 6 years have been wasted doing Twitch. I think it's been a great thing to chase after, or a goal to work on. I've talked about it with Kate a few times of like, it's that personal goal to work on, or personal project, maybe that's a way to put it. And it's fulfilling. Like, obviously we all have, the job or career thing to chase. We all have the relationship to chase and work on. Like, those things are good and those things are important and need work and are great, I feel like I also need that personal thing I'm chasing after, whether it was, Taekwondo, whether it was this or whatever it might have been. I think that's been a positive aspect of it, if that makes sense. So I would definitely not give that up. And I'm looking forward to keep doing it. It's just, like I said, it's this weird gray area of like, what's going on now? Why is it slowed down personally in some aspects? But yeah, the people we've met online,
in person has been great. Really appreciate those relationships and the skill set that is has been built upon on this platform. Obviously, people know me. Not the most sociable of people or extroverted. So this has definitely helped with that aspect of talking more and putting myself out there. So I do like that. So there's that. I like pushing myself that way and learning those skills. So yeah. Twitch recommended you. Hold on. Twitch just recommended some lady wearing a bikini in a hot tub and she has 3K people watching. Would you consider doing Wait What from a hot tub? I'd consider it. The Look at Me channels. Yeah, everybody's got something different. I don't know. Just sit here and barely read chat and you can give me 50 subs tonight. Might send you an 8x10. Yeah, I don't know. It's, those channels are interesting. And I mean, there's channels I never chat in, but it's not because, like, I don't feel engaged. It's either maybe the chat's, like, flying by. Like, for example, Maximilian Dude's channel. Like, I will never chat in that channel because if somebody responds, I'm not going to see it. Kind of thing. But I'll still sit there and watch Max. But then again, yeah, he's playing stuff. The just chatting channels, like, it's nothing against them. It's if they're actually sitting there and talking like a topic or talking about something, I think that's content that I can understand. If you're just sitting there and just going, thank you, XYZ, over the whole stream, it's like, what are we watching here? Like, it's just confusing. That's where Taekwondo helped you a lot. You bonded with lots of people there. For sure. Yeah. And that's the thing too. Like, if I could take that aspect of Taekwondo and put it out there, like, obviously I have the ability to connect with all these people, family, students, etc. I have that ability. So if I take that ability and put it over here in Twitch, I think that's great, like, that's the formula. Just finding that. I don't know. Let's see. They have zero substance here. They just sit there and giggle and bob their heads, and I can't believe people. Yeah, I don't know. People got money to throw around, I guess. I mean, support the people you like. I don't know. Right, but most of them don't know about this. At least that's what I'd argue. Oh, like what they're doing? Maybe. I don't know. Is what it is, I can't just sit here and complain about them, because then what am I doing for myself? Nothing. And that's the thing I've had to learn too in these past couple of years is, once again, not focusing and comparing myself to others. Is it hard to do? Yes. Can it be good sometimes? Yes. But if I just let that, absorb me, then I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm just going to be sitting here doubting myself all the time. So, yeah. I don't know. Was this a super positive topic? No, and I'm sorry about that. But I honestly just wanted to talk with you guys about the 6 years. Want to say thank you for tuning into any content that you guys do watch, whether it's Extra Life, whether it's this podcast, whether it's any of those old videos that we made, the live streams, whatever it is. I want to thank you guys for watching and helping me and talking with me. And, I know these conversations aren't necessarily fun, these specific ones, but thank you for dealing with, sounds like a strong thing, but for listening and communicating with me about them. I just want to make something that is fun and hopefully entertaining, like you guys said. And if we can grow that, that's great. I think it's just, I wanted to also voice how I was feeling and be upfront and honest with you guys. Because I feel if I do that, especially saying out loud, whether it's here online or, with friends and family, it helps in general. And I think it can help refocus myself, being honest with myself of how I feel. Okay, this is how I feel. Now, how do I deal with it or act upon it? So I feel it's definitely healthy to do, and I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to me do that. Maybe by putting out these things of how I'm feeling or the clear goals, maybe that'll help me, focus better or be smart about it, or just realize, hey, it's just the internet. It's just video games. Just stop overthinking it, kind of thing. It's figuring that all out. If the schedule helps, use it. If the schedule hurts, don't use it. My only thing with the schedule is I like to know when things are going on. This person's going to be live at this point, or general. I have something to look forward to and schedule. If it's just an impulse thing, oh man, I was going to do X, I can't watch that. I was going to do Y, or that's my thing with the schedule. I think it's more clear and concise and focused. I don't know, but maybe. Yeah, I could do that. But that's going to be it for this episode of the Wait, What Are We Talking About podcast. Thank you guys for hanging in and chatting with me about the Rumble, WandaVision, and streaming for 6 years. If you guys want to catch the podcast live, you can catch it over on twitch.tv/Enigma911 every other Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can join the chat like so many of you guys did today. Papa Griff, Mrs. G, Lady Wonderland, Jeff Reg, Supermander, New York to SoCal. Thank you guys for hanging out and chatting with me. You can do it over on that day and time. If you can't catch it live, that's okay. You can always catch it over on YouTube and SoundCloud the following week, where it's broken out topic by topic and put as one big video in MP3 the following Friday. And last but not least, remember, merch store. You can get all of your swag over there. T-shirts, cups, backpacks, and more. Rep the brand. Support us. It would be greatly appreciated. Last but not least, guys, on February 7th, which is a Sunday, which will be 2 days of this coming out in full, we're going to be doing a 12-hour, 6-year anniversary stream celebration. Woo! With games to be announced and to be planned. So that'll be going on. You can tune in. Time, I'm guessing 2 to 2, maybe 1 to 1. But I'll let you guys know more details. If you want more details, you can check us out on social media. Facebook, Twitter, Discord. You get the full schedule there and all details about the stream, whether we're late or whatnot. You can check it out over there. And hopefully we'll see you guys. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care.